This changes everything for the Cavs. A big update on the team's starting lineup and what this means for the second unit and the overall result of the 25-26 NBA season. Welcome to another episode of Cavs Digest, everybody. Thanks for coming back to the channel. I'm your host for today's episode, Darayus Sethna. Again, thanks so much for joining me. And before we get into today's video, just want to send you that friendly reminder. Look at the numbers here. The proof is in the pudding. We need more subscribers. That's right. Little over 2/3 of you are not subscribed to our channel, so make sure you do yourself a favor, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel to get the latest content here on Cavs Digest and help us on the rating side of things. Would be much appreciated. We love pushing content out to you guys, so make sure you give yourself some credit and in turn give us some credit. So let's talk about the starting lineup for the Cavs. We got some major news over the last few days here. From Terry Pluto. Now, Terry Pluto is actually a mentor of mine, so I have a mentor-mentee relationship with him. Big time, long time sports reporter here in the Cleveland area. Has covered all three teams, Browns, Guardians, Cavaliers, and recently came out with a report on Cleveland.com, formerly known as the Cleveland Plain Dealer, on Cleveland.com about the Cavs starting lineup and more specifically on who will be filling the void for not only Max Strus but Darius Garland as well. So getting into it a little bit more here with Kenny Atkinson, right? Last year, he had a lot of pieces to juggle. He actually had a lot of success with those pieces, and ultimately, it led to a 64-win season, number one seed in the Eastern Conference, disappointing end in the playoffs. We all know the story, right? And this offseason, Matt and I have been talking about this a lot. We've been wondering what the offense will look like now with some of the personnel changes. But looks like based on this report from Terry Pluto, we have a little bit better of an idea what that's going to be. And that will be Terry Pluto reporting that DeAndre Hunter will get the nod to be a starter for the Cleveland Cavaliers to begin the 25-26 season. This is huge. This is major. This is what I was advocating for. This was a big discussion amongst Cavs fans during the offseason. Who is now going to fill that void for Strus? I think Matt and I have made, combined like 5 videos on this because this is big news. This is meaningful. This has have a huge impact on how far the Cavs can go. Going into a little bit more into Pluto's report here, talked about it. The Cavs have made up their mind as to who could fill that void. And as of now, like I said earlier, it's DeAndre Hunter, unless, quote unquote, there is a change of plans. So Pluto also went on to say that DeAndre Hunter has looked great in summer workouts, and that the Cavs are, quote, looking at Hunter as a starter before the injury to Strus. And that's really big too, because that really shows that DeAndre Hunter, in the minimal time he's been here since February, has already had a profound impact and has truly opened the eyes of Kenny Atkinson and this coaching staff, right? And the numbers speak for themselves as well. I've gone over this before. That jack-of-all-trades type player is a great catch-and-shoot guy. In fact, 43.1%. DeAndre Hunter shot 43.1% on catch-and-shoot threes last season. So he can catch and shoot. He can create his own shot off the dribble, right? He's a great defender, can rebound as well. Does just so many different things for you on the court. A big effort guy as well. So I think this is going to be a tremendous boost for the Cavs, who are depleted from a personnel standpoint with the Garland and Strus injuries. So these are numbers to me at the end of the day, that you're looking on the screen, are deserving of a starting role. DeAndre Hunter has earned this opportunity, and based on these numbers, I think he's going to make the most of this opportunity. And who knows, maybe he plays well enough that Strus is the one who, when he gets back in December or so, who is coming off the bench, especially those first few games or so to get back in the swing of things. So this is a really important time in DeAndre Hunter's career. We'll see what he's made of. I think, like I said, this really to me is nothing but positive for the Cavs in terms of their starting lineup. So that's ultimately the major news there regarding DeAndre Hunter. But I also want to get into Sam Merrill a little bit here, kind of the minor news of the video today. So it looks like, based on this report from Terry Pluto when I was reading through it, that Darius Garland also will be missing some time to start the regular season, something that Cavs fans were a little bit concerned about. Looks Terry Pluto reporting that it's most likely going to happen, that Garland will miss a portion of the start of the season. So Terry Pluto also reported that Sam Merrill will get the nod that's starting in that starting lineup in replacement to replace Darius Garland. That means Donovan Mitchell will be the ball dominant, predominant guard in that scenario. Going into it a little bit more from Pluto's report, with the toe injury Darius Garland suffered in the playoffs, Pluto reported that Sam Merrill is expected to start in his place, so that would leave Lonzo Ball to come off the bench and place Donovan Mitchell as the lead guard. So Donovan Mitchell last season averaged about 31 minutes per game, 24 points per game, and here's the big one, a little less than 19 shot attempts per game. I expect all those numbers to go up now, right? You're not going to have your partner in crime in the backcourt in Darius Garland, and as great as Sam Merrill is, he certainly does have offensive limitations. He can shoot, but that's let's be honest, that's really all about it. So Mitchell's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. We'll see. I'm assuming Evan Mobley will also have the ball in his hands a lot, but for the case of Mitchell, 31 minutes per game should go up. 24 points per game should definitely go up. Could even go up to 30 at some points of the season. And then I think those shot attempts will also increase, probably about to 22, 23. We'll see what happens based on Kenny Atkinson's offense, how they run things. But I certainly expect Donovan Mitchell to take a much bigger step, have a much bigger influence on the offense moving forward. And he has to, right? A lot on the line for him as well. Talked about that in one of my videos last week. A lot on the line individually for Donovan Mitchell as well. The last point I want to make here with these new updates, right, with DeAndre Hunter and Sam Merrill now being inserted into the starting lineup, that's going to have an impact on the Cavs bench, and honestly not in the best way, because looking at the screen here, these are probably your two best players coming off the bench for Cleveland right now, Lonzo Ball and Larry Nance Jr., right? Two key contributors, right, I think are going to have a positive impact on the team. But when you have guys like Hunter and Merrill, who also, in a perfect world, would also be in that second unit, well, now they've got to go to the starting lineup because of the injuries. The Cavs bench, honestly, right now is kind of void of scoring. There's not a lot of, offensive creativity here. I mean, in Lonzo Ball, with the injury histories he has had, a lot of unknowns there. To me, he's the biggest question mark in terms of a player standpoint on the Cavs. I just don't know what I'm going to get from Lonzo Ball. In terms of health, in terms of production, there's just a lot of question marks there. And then Larry Nance Jr., great culture guy from Northeast Ohio, I think fits perfectly into what the Cavs are building in their program. But again, hasn't been here for a few years and is getting older. So what is his role going to be? What is he going to look like? There are a lot of different aspects here that I think are important. And, Dean Wade can shoot, but again, kind of like Sam Merrill, that's really all he can do. So that Cavs bench really right now is lacking that offensive firepower that we saw last year, right? Time Jerome is now in Memphis. So there's a big part of your bench that's gone. I think the Cavs might look to some young talent, the Tyrese Proctor. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. So there are some options, but there certainly are limitations as well with that Cavs second unit. So if there's really one aspect of the team that is lacking right now, it is that bench. They don't have the depth that they had last year, especially now with Isaac Okoro out of town, Lonzo Ball replacing him. There are a lot of definitely, even from my perspective, some key concerns here that the Cavs need to worry about and possibly address before we head in to training camp, which is only a couple weeks away. But that's the big news coming into the week for the Cavs. DeAndre Hunter and Sam Merrill getting the nod for Cleveland. We'll see what happens. But do you think DeAndre Hunter and Merrill are deserving of these roles? What do you think that starting five is going to look like now with Mitchell, Merrill, Hunter, Mobley, and Jarrett Allen? Let me know in the comments below. And then what are your thoughts on the Cavs bench? Do they need to make another move? What's that going to look like? What will the Cavs personnel just look like for the 25-26 season? I want to hear what you have to say. Like I said, leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel. That's right, like I said, over 2/3 of you not subscribed, so make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Cavs Digest YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me today, everybody. I'll see you next time for another episode. Take care.